Neither of these couples excite me. Neither of these couples are compatible. Hi friends, AskOyinkan here, and today we're discussing the final episode of Love is Blind. Ooh, girl, God, it's over. I've never been more underwhelmed by a group of couples. Well, then again, I just started watching the show in season 4. So I'm not one of these Love is Blind lovers that's been watching it since season 1, not at all. I have no idea what happened season 1, 2, 3. But season 4, Brett and Tiffany? Girl, I feel like Brett and Tiffany set the bar, and these people in this season 5 completely disappointed. Completely. Before we get into it, let's do a little OOTD. So I threw on this off the shoulder top. I have it in several, you know, when you like something, you just got it in several colors. That's me. I need to buy things in several colors when I fall in love with it. So I have this in like 2 other colors, I think, green and orange. So good. Also paired it with this skirt. A simple look, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Before we get right into it, I do want to discuss that Aaliyah did an exclusive interview with, is it called All About the Hamiltons? I think they were in Love is Blind before, like an old season. Let me see, I have to look it up in my phone. Hanging with the Hamiltons. And I think that is Lauren and Cameron. So Lauren and Cameron has a YouTube channel called Hanging with the Hamiltons. An exclusive was done with Aaliyah where she spoke about her experience on the show, her experience with Uche and Lydia. First of all, thank you to Cameron for doing this interview, because we already know that, what are these people's names that hosted on Netflix? Nick and Vanessa Lachey, is that their name? The host. We already know they're not gonna ask the real questions. I don't know why they don't ask I don't know if producers are telling them not to ask the real questions, but since we already know they're not gonna ask the real questions, it's up to us. It's up to the people. It's up to Cameron to ask these questions. I did like the interview. I do like that he made it this comfortable space for Aaliyah to truly speak about what really happened. Aaliyah spoke about the lunch. By the way, to us, to the audience, it seemed like Aaliyah cut it off with Uche, right? When he was going to propose. But Aaliyah said she actually planned on continuing to date him, just not on camera. And when he asked her to meet with him, she was just ready. She still wanted to work on them. She still wanted to work on both of them. That's when they had that lunch. And that lunch, they had that lunch a week after the whole, oh my gosh, Aaliyah left the show debacle happened. What's crazy to me is that Uche asked her to meet with her at lunch, which made it seem like he wanted to continue working on things, only for him to tell her that, oh, it's over. I don't want to be with you anymore. It's crazy to me, because now I just learned from the interview that Aaliyah had with Cameron Hamilton that they actually tried dating for about a month afterward. So Uche, you asked her to meet with you on television a week after she left the show, to break up with her on television, only for y'all to try dating again for a month after that. So was that your ego? Did you break up with her on TV because she left you on TV because of ego? Like, is that your ego? That's disgusting. That's a terrible character. Like, that is disgusting. If that's who you truly, that is disgusting. If you were gonna get back with the girl anyway, why'd you ask her on TV to break up with her? Like, that is just, it's just dumb. Anyway, all right, let's get on with the wedding day, girl. Honestly, none of these couples excite me. You know how last season it was Brett and Tiffany, and they were the most exciting couple. They were just like beautiful and just, you can feel their love through the screen. I don't feel that way about any of these couples. I do not. Neither of them are compatible. And if you think they're compatible, comment down below, because I don't think so. Neither of these couples excite me. Neither of these couples are compatible. It's the wedding day, and you know how the woman stays with her bridesmaids and all those peeps, and then the groom, he stays with his groomsmen and whoever is with him or whatever. So Izzy is talking to the confessional, saying that he didn't think his credit score would be that big of a deal. Love has no credit score. Love has no timeline. Boy, shut up, because yes, you did. You did think your credit score would be a big deal. That's why you kept it from her this whole time. And that's why when she said, when you two were talking about credit last episode, and she said, when I asked you for your credit card and you told me that you didn't have one or whatever the case may be, why didn't you bring up the truth then? And he said, well, this is a situation where I would have preferred, this is something I would prefer speaking to you about in a sit down environment, not while we're driving around or doing something, but us sitting down. So if it's something that you would prefer speaking about in a sit down environment, obviously it's something that needs to be brought up in a relationship earlier on. And obviously you felt like it would be that big of a deal, because if you didn't think it would be that big of a deal, it would be something you would feel comfortable mentioning while y'all were driving around when she asked you about using your credit card. Just be honest. I'm not even like, social media is going hard on Izzy. Say, oh, he's a brokey, he's this, he's that. I don't try to play nobody about their money, about their funds, or about anything they have going on financially. But I do think honesty is essential, and even Stacy said, it's not the fact that he has whatever he has going on with his credit or with his finances. It's the fact that he was not transparent with her. That's the problem. Because how can she trust you when you don't divulge information like that to her? Because what else are you hiding? Stacy said she feels like she's going from leading with her head and her logic to leading with her heart. In my unprofessional opinion, I think it's important to lead with your head. I think it's important to lead with your head. If your head is telling you something is not right, you need to listen, because your heart will deceive you. I think some of us on this earth have really big hearts, and you know how there's some people who they just see the good in people? You can see the good in someone and still acknowledge there are things that person needs to work on. You know, you can have this big, beautiful heart and think this person is great at this and great at that, and they're this type of person. But you can also acknowledge the fact that there are some things that are just not right and it needs to be worked on prior to making lifelong decisions. So Stacy's telling her mom that she wished she got all the details earlier on, not just in the last couple of days. And her mom is like, you know what, whatever you end up doing, I support you, girl, If you have this much reservation on your wedding, mind you, I'm not a professional in all of this, right? But I just truly believe when getting married, you should have no reservations in whether this person is for you or not. Are we forgetting that marriage is a lifelong commitment? Do people get divorced? Absolutely, they do. Do people get separated? Yes, they do. But when you enter a marriage, you should be entering it with the mindset of, I want to be with this person forever. In order to decrease the chance of getting divorced or breaking up or separating, I think the best thing to do is make sure you're marrying someone that you know for sure you would be with forever. Life with them 50 years from now does not scare you. It makes you excited. And if you're scared on your wedding day, I honestly think it's something to take a step back and think about, because comment down below. Do you think it's okay? Do you think one should go ahead and get married even if they are uncomfortable with getting married on their wedding day? And having this many back and forths in their minds about whether they should do it or not, or if this person is right or not. Do you think a person like that should get married to the person? I truly feel like that's something you need to take a step back and think about and be like, wait a minute, something's not right. Because you should be a gazillion% certain about this person you're marrying on your wedding day. Oh, let me not forget, her mom said don't ignore the red flags. I love how her mom is supportive, but mom is still like, yeah girl, but don't ignore the red flags. You shouldn't. Izzy sent his best friend Justin to give Stacy a letter about why he loves her. That was cute and all, but once they got down the aisle, Izzy said I do, Stacy said I love you, I want to keep working on us, but I think we need more time together. Absolutely. Give it to, you know what I don't like about this? It's the rush to get married part. I think you can love someone without getting married in 2 seconds. They literally, what was it, a week of getting to know each other and seeing if they're a good fit, to then spending some days in Mexico, then spending some days living together, and then you gotta plan a wedding and get married, and it's just all so fast. And I get it, they signed up for the show and they know the process, but at the end of the day, I just feel like if you really like someone or feel strongly for someone, but you feel like it's not the right time to get married yet, that's fine. You can still be together and give it time. But honestly feel like Izzy is not the one for Stacy. I feel like Izzy downplays how important finance is in a relationship because he's insecure about his finances. That's what it seems like to me. The only reason you're downplaying this is because I don't know what you got, but it's because you're not at the level that Stacy is used to. And he keeps bringing that up in confessionals. He brought it up more than once, and I'm just like, sir. He was hurt after the wedding, and I couldn't understand why, because, I mean, I get it, he wanted to be her husband, but she said she doesn't mind being together and continue to work on things. So I couldn't understand why he was hurt, because she's not breaking up with you per se. She wants to stay together, be boyfriend and girlfriend, or fiancés, whatever you want to call it, and work on things. So why are you hurt when, is it like, oh gosh, Izzy. Izzy. This is one thing I didn't like that he said. He said, why would time be needed if you know that this is the person you're meant to be with? Why not just get married to them? Like, why would you need to wait and see and wait and just, you know, make sure with more time? Like, why would you need to wait if you know this is your person? And then he said, oh, this is why she's 33 and not married yet, and I'm 29, and, you know, I'm ready to give her the world and give her things she's never had. You know, boy, 33 and never married because she knows her worth and knows what she deserves. Not because she can't get a guy, because she sure had you. She sure had you, and she could have married you right now, and she chose not to. She chose not to because she knew you were not right for her. Period. Point blank. What's better, getting married at an earlier age so that you can brag and say, well, at least I'm married and have a husband, or giving it time so that you can actually be with a person that you know deep down in your heart and your head that this person is your person, someone that you have no reservations about on your wedding day. That is something that's better to do for your life, not getting married early on or in your 20s for the sake of bragging about having a spouse. So when he brought up her age and said, oh, she's 33 and, you know, this is why she hasn't been married yet, I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all, because too many times a woman hammered down about getting married, when it's smarter to give it time to make sure that you're truly with the person that's meant for you, not just a person, marry anyone. Like, you shouldn't just marry someone just because of getting married. That's all I'm saying. And Izzy is saying love is unconditional. Nothing else should matter. Your credit score shouldn't matter. There he goes, bringing up the credit score again. Where you go to dinner shouldn't matter. Yes, it does. Because if this is the lifestyle you're used to and someone comes in and try to bring you down to here, that is not fair for you. Your spouse is supposed to add value to your life. Yes, all those things do matter. Where you go to dinner does matter. Because if she's used to, she was saying how his favorite restaurant is Chipotle. I like Chipotle. I don't have a problem with Chipotle. But I also have a favorite restaurant for every like type of food. If you ask me my favorite Peruvian restaurant, I could probably tell you right now. If you ask me my favorite Mediterranean or my favorite Dominican spot or my favorite whatever, like Italian, I can tell you a restaurant for each culture. Indian, like, because I know what I like what I like. But I also still like Chipotle, but it's not my favorite. It's not. To me, it's a place you quickly grab a bite to eat, but it's not a go out to eat kind of place. You understand? For him, that's just his favorite place to go to, period. And for Stacy, she's like, I have standards. Like, I want to go to nice places, and rightfully so. So yes, where you go to eat does matter, because if all you're going to do is take the girl to Chipotle, that's a problem. Because the life she's used to, she takes herself to nicer places than Chipotle. So why would she bring herself down to only going to Chipotle? How does he not see the error in his ways? Like, I just don't understand. Like, and he's crying and he's saying all these things. Like, I don't understand. Like, does he not see how he contributed to this not being a good fit? Not just the fact that he may have issues with his credit or his finances. It's the fact that he doesn't even see how that can be an issue in their relationship. He's like, when it comes to love, none of that should matter. It does matter. Because someone will grow. In the beginning, they might be able to stomach the things you're offering them, but eventually they'll grow to resent you because all you're doing is these mediocre things for them when they do bigger things for themselves. Talk us of what other men have done for her in previous relationships. For herself, she can do bigger things. So why would she do anything less with somebody that's supposed to be her husband? How does that make sense? Anyway, on to Milton and Lydia. So Milton's dad tells Milton he should fight for what he has, and you know, marriage can be hard. The first couple years is the honeymoon phase, but then it gets, you know, you have to actually put in work to actually make the marriage last and stick. So Milton feels like he and Lydia are not thinking too deep about it. Their family and friends are going hard with them about getting married and how this is a big decision that they're making. And makes him feel like maybe he's being naive about getting married because maybe he's not thinking about it deep enough because he's not really getting scared about it. Lydia and Milton say I do. They're married now. They're not a couple that excites me at all. I still feel like Milton is way too young for her, but you know, if she wants to date someone in his early 20s, do so, I guess. But it's just, I don't know, they just don't excite me. Like, I miss Brett and Tiffany. Brett and Tiffany set the bar for me. I started watching Love is Blind in season 4, which is the most recent, which is the season before this season, because we're in season 5 right now. And Brett and Tiffany really set the bar for me. So everybody else is just, no one else impresses me. I'm not excited about anyone. Everybody else is so blah. Milton and Lydia are not that, like, they're just not it to me at all. They don't excite me. It's just weird. Like, I thought it was gonna grow on to me, and I was like, oh girl, you know, you want to date younger, do you, boo? No, it hasn't grown on to me. I still think it's weird to be 30 dating a 24-year-old. Like, I just, as a woman, I just, ew. So that's still weird. I just think, I don't feel like they're that compatible as they seem to be, or as the cameras try to make it seem like they are. I feel like there are little things that Milton does that's going to eventually probably get on Lydia's nerves, such as him leaving things around and being a messy butt. Like, he's a mess. Like, he leaves dishes around and plates on the couch and plates in the sink for 3 days. I don't know how, if you're a really clean person, that can drive you nuts. So I don't know how a relationship like that can last at all. He's young. I can't get jiggy with it. I just can't. Anyway, they get back to Izzy and Stacy, and Izzy says that he deserves someone that can put in the effort that he puts in. Izzy, just shut up at this point. Just stop, because wasn't the last few episodes were literally about Stacy putting in more effort than you, and you needing to match Stacy's energy. Now that Stacy said no to you at the altar and she does not want to marry you, now you're saying you need someone that puts in as much effort as you do. No, Stacy was putting in effort. Stop trying to rewrite the narrative. You're just not good enough for her, therefore you're trying to make it seem like something that it's not, because you're insecure about what you can offer her. It is what it is. You can offer her. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know down below what you think about the first 10 episodes of Love is Blind. Thanks for being my friends that I can chat with about this, because I literally don't know anyone else that watches the show in my real life. So thanks for being my friends that I can chat about Love is Blind too. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I love you. God loves you. Thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe and turn your notifications as well. Alrighty girl. Bye.